is filmed before a live studio audience.
And red wire A to red wire B, and that should do it. Red wire A, red wire B. That does it. There you go. Yeah, okay, I'm coming. I said I'm coming. I said I'm coming.
I heard you. Don't tell me. You were fixing the doorbell.
I was fixing the doorbell. Couldn't hear it before.
Yes, well, nice job.
Yeah, just needs a little fine-tuning. Yeah. Don't worry, he's been doing that all day.
Remind me next time I come over to wear a hard hat.
So what can I do for you, Wendy?
John, I have some good news.
Don't tell me. Your boyfriend's in a Libyan prison.
Please.
What?
I am seriously considering putting the house up for sale.
Really? Well, that's great news. I can use the extra money. This is the best news I've heard from you in a long time, which really has me worried.
What do you mean?
Well, I seem to remember this irritating habit you have of giving me a little bit of good news just before hitting me with the major bad news.
Oh, when did I ever do that?
Well, how about the time you called me and told me you were going to file for divorce? I think you started that conversation with John. The garage called. Your floor mats are in.
I only do that because if I come right out and tell you the bad news, I'm afraid you're going to get upset. For instance, if I walked in here and told you that Mike and I were thinking of taking your son and moving, what would you do?
Well, that would depend on where you were thinking of moving.
Well, nothing's been decided yet, but we're thinking about moving out of town.
I mean, Jersey? Connecticut?
Like that. Texas.
Texas? You gotta be kidding me.
John, now...
No, that's out of the question. You're not taking Matthew to Texas. No, sir.
John, Mike has been offered a terrific coaching position at this private school in Dallas.
I don't care if they're making him a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. You're not taking Matthew out of here. Nowhere. Period.
John, I don't see why we can't sit down and talk about this.
Because we have nothing to talk about.
Just because you don't think that I know anything...
Did you hear me? I said we have absolutely nothing to talk about. Now, Wendy, don't make me say something I'm going to regret. Now, don't make me get lawyers involved here. You know what happened the last time we did this?
Yes, John, I do.
That's right. You got the house, you got the car, you got the bank account. So why don't we just sit down and talk about this?
Hi, guys.
Oh, hi.
Hey, Ralphie, I got a great idea. Tomorrow, you want to meet me at the Metropolitan?
Excuse me? The Metropolitan Museum of Art?
Yeah. I go there every Saturday. It's my favorite museum.
Really? Well, why is that?
Well, you know that Cezanne exhibit?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, right next to that is this great staircase. And this being miniskirt season, on a clear day, you can see forever.
You're a pig.
Yeah, well, I may not know much about art, but I know what I like. So what do you say, Ralphie? Ralphie?
I'm sorry, Kirk. I wasn't listening.
Ralph, is there something wrong?
See, Monday would have been my 1-year anniversary with Bloom Leica.
1 year? Ralphie, you guys never even made it to 1 hour. She dumped you before the rice hit the ground. Come on, it's not like it was any great romance. She only married him to stay in the country.
Don't you ever have anything positive or encouraging to say?
All right, all right. Ralphie, look on the bright side. There are plenty of other women just like Bloom Leica who'd be thrilled to marry a guy like you.
Oh, why would anyone want to marry me?
So they could stay in the country, too.
You see, this should have been one of the happiest days of my life. And instead, all I have left to hold on to is my wedding album.
Ralph, I don't understand. You were only married for 10 minutes, and you have a wedding album?
Well, it's not really an album. The photographer managed to get one picture of her as she was running out the side door.
It's a little blurry, isn't it?
Yeah, she surprised him. Photographer said he never saw a woman that size move that fast.
Damn! Damn! Hi, everyone. I just came from my lawyer's.
Oh, what are we talking, John? A malpractice suit on the nose job?
Very funny, Kurt. Very funny.
John, is anything wrong?
You bet there is. My ex-wife is thinking of taking my son and moving to Texas. Texas! Can you believe this?
Well, a surprising percentage of the population is moving to Sunbelt states.
What did your lawyer say?
Well, there's basically not much that I can do, short of a court battle, which is almost impossible to win. This is a nightmare. What do I have to do? Kidnap my own son?
John, I'm really sorry.
Well, there's got to be something I could do.
How about moving to Texas?
Great idea. I'll just uproot myself, throw away 20 years of building a career, friendships, and a home, and move to Texas. Now, why didn't I think of that?
Well, sometimes you have to be removed from a situation to be objective.
I'm sorry I snapped, Ralph. I can't move there. I mean, Texas, of all places, Texas?
I dated a man from Texas once. You know the expression, everything's big in Texas? Well, he was the exception. He was a jockey.
Hey, just a minute. I'm coming.
Hi, Daddy.
Well, hi, Matthew.
Hello, John.
Hello, Wendy. There's my guy.
Dad, how do you like this great new hat?
Well, you look like a real cowboy. Real Texas cowboy.
John, I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is I'm not going to preface the bad news with any good news.
Very thoughtful of you. I take it I already know the bad news, huh?
I'm sorry, John, but Mike accepted the offer.
So when is it supposed to happen?
Well, as soon as possible. They'd like us there right away.
Oh.
Listen, John, I just want you to know that I've already promised Matthew that he can come and visit holidays and summers.
And, Dad, guess what? I get to have my own horse. Isn't that great?
Yeah, that's great. That's really good.
Well, Mike and I are flying to Dallas, kind of check things out. I'll pick up Matthew on Sunday night. Goodbye,
Bye-bye,
sweetie.
Mom.
I love you. You guys have a great weekend.
So, partner? You going to Texas, huh?
Yeah. Uncle Mike says he's going to take me hunting.
Well, that sounds like fun.
He said there's nothing better than eating something you've killed with your own hands.
Good old Uncle Mike. Hey, listen. Since this might be one of the last weekends we get to spend with each other for a while, what do you say we do something absolutely great, huh? Anything you want, you name it. We can go to the zoo or a movie. We can go to the basketball game down at the garden.
I want to go camping.
Camping! Now, that's a great idea. I don't know why I didn't think of that idea myself. You, do that outdoors, right?
Come on, Dad. Get up.
Oh.
It's our last day here and we still have a lot of things to do.
Oh, that can't be. We did everything yesterday. We hiked, we climbed, we fell, we cried. Your daddy's very sore, Matthew.
It says in this guidebook that there's an Indian burial ground right near here.
Well, see if you have to be an Indian to get in.
And you promised we'd go hunting.
Well, didn't I kill a rabbit yesterday?
Dad, we ran over it.
Well, dead is dead, Matthew.
Oh, come on, Dad. Come on.
All right, okay, all right. You're right. I brought you up here to have fun. You and I can have fun. Now, what do fathers and sons do in the wilderness? Let's see if there's some basketball on TV.
Dad, we're not going to watch TV.
Wait, listen to this.
And now for an update on the heavy blizzard blanketing the Northeast. The state police have issued traffic advisories as thousands dig out from under the worst snowstorm in 30 years.
Oh, my God, a blizzard. Your mother is expecting us back in the city by tonight. We better get packing, kid.
Oh, Dad, can't we stay just a little longer?
Oh, come on, Matthew. You heard what the man said. It's going to take us all day to get home.
Dad, just one more day?
Come on, kiddo. Get everything together while I go out and warm up the car. Well, maybe one more day. Oh. Now, don't panic. Just be calm, Matthew. There's no reason to panic. Help is just a phone call away, and we do have a phone, so what more can you ask for? Dial tone would be nice. Hello. No reason to panic, Matthew. So, the door is blocked. So what? I know what to do. Step back, son. After all, it's only a little snow.
This is great. I hope we're stuck here all winter.
Matthew, mindless panic will get us nowhere. The thing to do is to be calm. Now, all we have to do is attract attention to get help. I know. We'll light a flare. But where will I throw it? We'll throw it up the chimney. But I don't have a flare. I know. A pigeon. We'll get a pigeon and tie a note around its neck and send it out for flares. But first, we have to attract the pigeon. We'll use breadcrumbs. No, better yet, a mating call. This will always get it.
Dad,
What?
you're panicking.
No, that's not panicking. This is panicking.
Dad, don't make me slap you.
Come on, Matthew. Lunch is ready.
That's all we've had for 3 days. SpaghettiOs.
Yeah, well, this is different. I prepared it a whole new way. This is Cajun SpaghettiOs.
What does that mean?
I burned them. What's on?
Only the news.
Oh,
Wait, there's a movie on Channel 11.
great. What is it?
It's called Survive.
Let's see. Survive. In order to survive, a group of snowbound travelers resort to cannibalism. Let's watch the news. Maybe there's a weather report on, and we can find out when all this snow's going to melt.
Dad?
Yeah?
What's Texas like?
Local politicians were unavailable for comment.
What's Texas like? Well, it's terrific. You know something? I think you're going to like it. It's warm. I mean, you're going to have your own horse, right? And besides, I'm going to get to see you every chance I get.
Dad,
Yeah.
why don't you come to Texas?
Well, you know, Matt, Texas is going to be terrific for you, but for me, it's just not my place. Listen, I'm not going to pretend this is a great situation. But sometimes you have to make the best of situations that aren't really great. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Hey, you going to be okay?
Yeah. How about you?
Me? You know something? I sure could use a hug right now. Oh, kiddo, I love you. You know that? I love you.
Me too. Dad,
What is it, son?
you're on TV.
What?
Your picture's on the news.
that New York City schoolteacher John Lacey, who allegedly abducted his 9-year-old son, is believed to be heading for the Canadian border. There's been no sign of the pair, although it's been 3 days since his ex-wife alerted police. State and local authorities report no leads.
Oh, my God!
This is great!
We have a reporter out in the field. Stan Peters has more on this breaking story.
I'm standing in the hallway of the Regal Park Community Center, just outside the classroom where John Lacey attended a weekly divorce group. Earlier, I spoke with several group members about the man who has become the target of a statewide manhunt.
I can't believe John would do anything like this. I mean, it's just not like him. And I know him very well. Well, I didn't mean to imply that there was anything special between me and John. I mean, it was just that one night. Did I mention that he was pretty upset?
All I can say is I'm speechless.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah, it means I'm physically unable to speak.
Did John Lacey say anything that might indicate what he was planning to do?
Absolutely, categorically not. Other than, what do I have to do? Kidnap my own son?
Oh, thank you, Ralph.
I was involved in a kidnapping once. A brutal bunch. A gang of ex-convicts who hadn't been with a woman in years. Then, when the novelty wore off, I let them go.
Joining me now live is Mr. Kirk Morris. Mr. Morris.
Oh, please, call me Kirk.
Kirk, did you ever suspect that John Lacey was capable of something like this?
Well, Stan, speaking as his oldest and dearest friend, the man was a walking time bomb.
Oh, come on.
I'm only surprised he didn't snap sooner.
Any final thoughts?
Yes, I think this would make a superlative TV movie.
Thank you very much, Mr. Morris. Reporting live for Action News, this is Stan Peters.
Yo, any producers out there, I'm in the book.
Back to you in the studio.
Dad? Are you okay? Dad?
Before you say anything, let me just express my sincerest regrets about my comments to the media. I'm deeply ashamed of my conduct, John. Not only was I insensitive, but I was crass and opportunistic. And, John, I want to just put this whole sordid affair behind us as much as I'm sure you do.
Fine, Kirk.
But I can't.
Excuse me?
I hold in my hand the contract for a proposed television movie.
Kirk Morris presents the John Lacey story?
It can't miss. A father torn between his desperate love for his only son and his unequivocal respect for the letter of the law. A man who seeks shelter in a sorority house that is being stalked by a satanic cult.
No. Desperately and unequivocally, no. Not in a million years.
Hello, John.
Hello, Wendy.
Oh, I sense that I should leave so that you two can talk privately.
Yes, thank you, Kirk.
But I can't. A contract for the Wendy Lacey story. A courageous woman battles a conniving ex-husband.
Ow!
Oh, and I think I can get Farrah Fawcett.
Now!
We'll do lunch.
John, this won't take long. I just have a few things to tell you.
Wendy, I've really had a rough day.
I know. First of all, I want to apologize. I think I overreacted.
You think you overreacted.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you were the target of a statewide manhunt. I'm sorry you were handcuffed and arrested. And I'm sorry you were strip searched, deloused, and thrown in jail overnight. Hey, anyway, I'm sure it all sounds much worse than it really was.
Wendy, I was awakened in the middle of the night by the sound of a man singing, "John, you is my woman now."
right, John, maybe this will make you feel better. Mike and I are not moving to Texas.
Why, you hated it?
No, actually, we loved it, but I've done a lot of thinking since the last time we talked, and I decided that the most important thing is not what I want or what Mike wants, but what's best for Matthew. He needs to be with his father.
Well, thanks, Wendy. That's probably the best news I've ever gotten in my whole life from you.
John, I realized I could never take Matt away from you.
Well, that's great. I mean, that's great. You know, my whole life, I've always had this tendency to try for more. Even when things were great, I would want it to be more great. In case I got on a roll, you know? You know what I mean?
You have that feeling now?
Yes, but I'm mature enough not to give in to it.
Go ahead. What would make tonight even more great?
If you told me another reason you had for not going to Texas was that you would miss me, too.
Yes, John. I would miss you, too.
There it is. It's the first time in my whole life I've ever had two greats in a row. And, you know what would really put this thing over the top?
Good night, John.
There's dancing in the street with Big Bird, Kermit, Oscar, and more when Bill Cosby hosts Sesame Street 20 and still counting. Then leap into action with a time traveler facing incredible danger in Quantum Leap. It's one big leap for viewers, says the New York Post. And the unsub team stalks a bishop who may be killing his flock tomorrow night.